Live streaming is on.
Status updates, executive verification. Executive verification. And then we can go into the...
So, I mean, the first question is, are we on upfront pay stop?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so that's a problem. And then we have client work coordination. Why don't we address the upfront pay stop first, and then
Yeah.
well, I don't know how long this is going to take, but
Let's see.
executive
I don't know.
is not the right desired outcome. Desired outcome would be more like, you know, what happened and how to improve process. Like, in the semester, some responsibility organizing, maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if the executive verification is even required. Right? It's the team agreement, right?
Okay.
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. It's, I don't think it was executive verification. I don't think it's applicable. I just don't want to.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, I agree with these topics.
As far as other topics in terms of, you know, addressing the upfront pay stop, the other topics could be obviously, you know, prioritize client work trajectories, and get focused. Maybe we do some investment POS, you know, if we have time.
Yeah. We can... yeah, that would be good. The client projectors that we listed yesterday. Well, we want to make them sub-trajectories.
All right. I can't.
All right.
The only things I can think of. So.
Yeah. Do you want to review deadlines or something? I mean, that's part of the trajectories then. Once we set the trajectories.
Client work deadlines. I mean, I think most of the deadlines are related to client work, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the client work deadlines.
So shall we get into topic one?
Yeah, topic one. All right, so the responsibility organizing is here. I put it here. Here. And the management status update. So you want to go into the responsibility organizing first?
I don't know. What is management status update executive verification spreadsheet? What does that mean? Why does it say executive in all caps?
I thought. I mean, because it's the spreadsheet where we do the the status updates.
Okay, but what does that?
Where was it? I thought it needed the executive verification after we did the updates, after we had the team agreements.
But where is the update?
It's here in this spreadsheet on line 4.
Okay, well, let's just start by getting rid of executive. Again, I just don't understand what that means. So if we just start with like the overall context, it's like who is responsible for the management status updates every 2 weeks, right? Every 2 weeks, right?
Every 2 weeks, yeah.
Who is responsible for the
The
management?
management team.
Correct. Yes.
The
So
the management team.
where does the executive come in? The executive team come in?
In the end, to do the verification on the updates that the management team has agreed upon.
I just don't see that as a requirement. So
Okay.
the management team needs to be updating the executive. So what is the goal, right? What's the goal of the work, like once it's completed?
Yeah, the goal is definitely to to update the executive about the status of the 19 priorities.
Update the executive team on the 19 priorities. Okay. So
Mhm.
why would the executive need to sign up on the update?
Well, if they make sense, if they're okay for him as well, right? I mean, some updates.
But what happens if the executive doesn't sign off on it?
We need to scale it to as a work issue or something. We need to understand why the
Or do
executive and the
we
management
go
team have a different view on the update.
do we go on upfront pay stop?
This is a good question. I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, the important is that it can take some time for solve the issue.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it was confusing things. So when we
Mhm.
went through the process, right, it was very clear that the management team is making an update to the executive team, right, every two
Okay.
weeks.
Okay.
That update prevents upfront pay stop, right? So
Okay.
by completing the update and doing the update, you would prevent upfront pay stop. And then if the executives have an issue with any of the updates, it can be escalated, right, to be an official issue and addressed. But that would be addressed within the process of addressing any issue in the policies, not
Okay.
the upfront pay stop, right? The goal for the upfront pay stop is to get the work done, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. So to prevent upfront pay stop, we
Mm-hmm.
need to get the work done. Who is the most capable worker in the team?
You.
Yes. So who would be the most capable manager?
Well, you obviously.
So I'm part of the. So these are just different hats. There's my executive hat. There's my
Uh
management
huh.
hat. There's the worker hat. Right. So
Okay.
when we're
Correct.
talking about the management team, that includes all of us as equal partners in the management, and we're
Mm-hmm.
all making sure that there's a clear agreement that the work has been completed.
Okay. Correct.
Really, the only question applicable to the upfront pay stop has the work been completed,
Okay.
right? And then the work is completed by the managers, by the management team. Does
Okay.
that make
Yeah.
So from there, the question is the work completed?
Okay. No, it's not completed. We have some updates that we still don't have agreement on.
Okay, so that's a problem, right?
Yeah.
So for me, my question is, why didn't the work get completed, on time? How do we fix this for next time? Right? That's like for me the main priority
Mm-hmm.
to be answering questions. Why didn't we get completed? How do we fix it it for next time. All right, so any other questions or whatever? Otherwise, I guess now I'd be ready to go into the responsibility organizing and get a little bit more understanding about what happened.
Okay.
We can take a quick look at the actual management sheet. So we have the money management status, the general management status update.
Yeah.
Everything looks pretty bad. There's a couple that are orange. Like half of them are orange, which is better than not.
Yeah. So the agreement is in the end is column L.
Okay, so I mean, I feel like overall the agreement would be, there would be two types of agreements. There's agreement on each status update, right? So there's two types of agreement. Right? There's agreement on each individual status update, and then more importantly, there's agreement on the overall of the work.
Okay.
So, for example, if like 99% of all the updates got completed, and there was one update not even a priority that basically, wasn't perfectly updated, overall, maybe the work got done. I mean, it's like, usually anything over 70% is green.
All right.
So anyways, I mean, I think the primary focus is the agreement on the overall completion of the work. All right.
Okay.
So, any other questions about the actual status of everything?
No, I mean, the first one is maybe is the one is is most tricky, let's say, because it's the W8, W9s, which we're skipping, and the intention is to keep them on hold. So under scheduling, I wrote on hold intention.
And that's what you guys want to do. You guys don't want to work on it?
No, we do, but I mean, being in taxes work, we have other taxes responsibilities that are more that we want to prioritize for the moment over them, because they should have as we said, they should have been completed in November, December, and we are not having many taxi sessions.
Right. So, I mean, I think that's fine. I don't see any problem with that. What is the question about it?
No, if we have agreement on that, I mean, that's the one we have that needs the most agreement from everybody. Then the rest, I mean, the rest, I don't see why we wouldn't have agreement on the other ones. So we know that worker criteria. We move the deadline. Also, for the 1099s, we want to have all the drafts reviewed by February 28th.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, I think this looks pretty good. In relation to the W8s and W9s, I mean, unless there's like major objections and somebody wants to step up and do the work, it's like, I don't see any reason why there wouldn't be agreement on that. I mean, obviously we're not doing an official vote, but the goal again is to get off upfront pay stop, not necessarily, have perfect process or whatever, Obviously, if we wanted to, we could think about what the ideal process was, so I'm going to go to line 35, like ideal process to prevent / end upfront pay stop. So the ideal process, you have a scheduled management session and vote on the end of the pay stop. But that would be ideal, right? But realistically, that's not really possible because, in the past, the management session only happened once every quarter, every season, right? Because the seasonal
Okay.
session was the management session. Remember?
Okay. Yeah.
So another thing could be like, an online vote, like online Discord vote of managers, so that could be another thing, like in the manager, Discord channel,
Yeah.
so that's a possibility. You could do, other types of votes, even like a voting form, if you want to. Another option could be to set the core
Sorry.
team meeting. Oh, hi, Joyce.
Yeah,
Hi,
sorry
Joyce.
the I don't know why it did not open.
All right, no problem.
We're talking about the management status right now
Okay.
in the upfront pay stop. So we're currently on upfront pay stop. So everybody has to understand and agree that we're doing equity work right now unless we go to upfront pay stop. That's the current status. So we're going through the upfront pay stop process, or the responsibility and understanding how to get
What
off.
happened? Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah,
so you got
definitely. I think this is a very good thing to
executive,
propose online as a vote.
you've got the management team, and then you've got the core team, right? And then you've got
Yeah.
buddy teams, double team plus buddy teams. So there's not much under the management team, right? There's only the
Try
core
to
team and
touch
the
my
double
French
team.
friends.
Yeah.
If we looked at the actual policy, I believe it says both the management team and the core team that it's actually assigned to both, which
To
means like the actual policy that we voted on, I believe
yeah.
says both management team and core team, which
Yeah.
implies that either the management team or the core team would be the correct place to make the final decision
Okay.
that the work was completed, right? So again, this is be like, the super official way to get it done. Other ways of getting it done could be like a retroactive proposal, which could include a buddy team, right?
Okay.
Definitely, we do that all the time with the budget. So once the work is complete, if everybody in the buddy team believes the work is complete, then you could retroactively approve a decision that then would need to be finalized by the court team, either online or during a session. So I think overall, the core team or the management team would basically meet, every week or every other week, depending on our schedule. So I mean, I think there's going to be at least one main session per week, which could easily handle this, right?
Yeah, for sure. And in case, I mean, I think that the online voting is definitely a good. If we don't manage to prioritize it during a main session, we can always try the online voting if the work is completed.
So I think overall in the responsibly organizing, there's 3 ways to finalize the prevention or end of upfront pay stop, right? Those 3 ways would be official vote official vote during a main session. And this would be either, core team, management, et cetera,
Mm-hmm.
or you have a online vote of managers, right? So management team, or you have a retroactive proposal passed during a session, right?
Yeah, that needs to be
So this would
agreed
be
also by.
certification.
Yeah, exactly. They would still need to be represented for objections, concerns, objections to the management team. Like for example, this is what we're probably want to do now, right? Retroactive proposal. We pass the retroactive proposal to end up from pay stop if we all agree, and then we would bring it up to the team after the session and say, so we agreed on this. If there's any objections, concerns, please let us know, or something like that.
Great. So for me, the number one problem before was the schedule. So our scheduling has improved so much. Like for me, that is really the main focus.
Yeah.
And that's what I would be most interested in reviewing. But anyway, so do we agree on this process of the 3 ways to finalize the prevention or end of the upfront pay stop?
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, so I'm ready to go into the responsibility organizing at this point. I don't know if we want to take a quick break and then, so the next steps here, I'll just write here line 60, next steps in terms of like a mini view up. Mini view up would basically be, responsibility organizing or go into the review of the status updates and verify them.
I mean, I'm updating the responsibility organizing as we are doing this these discussions, right? So I already took away the thing with the executive verification requirement. I made sure that
Yeah, there's no executive
clear.
verification requirement because this is not an executive responsibility, right? The executive has no responsibility for the management update. It's a management responsibility.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, right? So there shouldn't be anything that the executive is involved in, right? It's again, this is just a management update on the status of all the management and core team responsibilities that the executive does not have.
Yeah, correct.
So cool. So anyways, I mean, I definitely want to look at the responsibility organizing, but why don't we take a break, go into the review, the status of. Once we review them, we can move on from there, you know? So I think overall the way that I would set it up, and we can talk about this when we get back, is I would just make, column MNO, 1 column's J, 1 column's Alberto, 1 column's Joyce, and then we can add other managers. And the managers are just going through and verifying what they think sounds correct at this time, and then we can see where there's overlap and there's not overlap. Does that make sense?
Perfect. Okay.
That's the best way to do it. And then again, the primary focus is not the individual approvals. The final verification is the overall approval, right? So I don't think we even need to add a section for that because it really needs to be a separate proposal. All right, so I'm gonna break, and when we come back, we can. Yeah, look, you did it. Yeah, just like have each of us, have our own column, and then we just go through and put yes on everything that we feel is totally ready to go. Oh, you need to make it editable, though. I can't edit this.
Okay, sorry.
Cool. All right, 5-minute break.
5-minute break. Okay.
That sound good, Joyce?
Yeah.